Hi, I'm Justin Pate from the Rap Institute, and I need your attention just for a second because we have 2 weeks left before our very special TWI Live event. It's going to take place at the Rag Company in Boise, Idaho, August 10th between 10 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. This is a very special TWI Live event because not only is it going to be filled with great demos from myself and also special guests, but it's also a celebration and a charity event. So the celebration part is twofold. One is I'm turning 50 years old on August 3rd. So as I turn 50, I look back at my career in the rap industry and it's been absolutely amazing. I've met a lot of great people, I've been able to do what I love for a living, and I've been able to travel the world. So the Rap Institute and the Rag Company have partnered with Interfaith, which is a great local organization that not only helps the homeless in terms of food and shelter, but they also educate them, which is right up the Rap Institute alley. So for this event, I've talked to a lot of manufacturers across the world and they've donated a lot of amazing prizes, over $8,000 worth of prizes. And we're going to give those away to you watching the event, which is great. But in order to be available to win the prizes, you have to donate at least $10. For every $10 you donate, your name goes in the pot. And in between the demos, we do a drawing, and if you're lucky, you win one of those prizes. And all the money from the event goes to Interfaith and helps those homeless people not only feed them, but also educate them. So this has been an overview of this very special TWI Live event that's taking place August 10th between 10 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Definitely hope you can join us to celebrate not only my birthday, the rap industry, but also a chance to give to the homeless. So definitely check out the description of who's going to be doing the demos, the prizes that are available to win, and also how to sign up so you can donate the money. Hope to see you there. Cheers.
Hello, and welcome to the Rag Company podcast, where you just saw in our intro. What was that, Anthony?
That was just an amazing message from Justin Pate of the Rap Institute.
Those. Yeah.
And August 10th, it's going to be an exciting day. Not only are we celebrating Justin's birthday, but we're also celebrating just an entire rap event, right? Where people are going to be able to donate to a great cause, to Interfaith Sanctuary, to help the homeless, especially here locally within Boise, helping feed them and rehome them, and hopefully get them off the streets, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be an awesome day. We're going to hopefully learn a ton from Justin, as we always do. He's just an absolute, he's amazing with rap.
He's a wizard.
He is. Yeah. He's a savant. He's just like, he is. That's what he does best. And so it's going to be an awesome day. But welcome to the Tuesday podcast main show.
They've been happening on Tuesdays more and more. So I think that's kind of becoming the standard. Now, obviously, you'll notice we're missing a fella, but that's okay. We can carry this. We've proven we can carry this for a day or two at most.
Oh, yeah.
And then things the cracks start to show. But you know what? Until that happens, we've got this.
No,
we're
gonna have
Levi will be here for Q&A, so you don't have to worry too much.
Yeah.
But
so Levi's actually out camping is what he's doing.
He's a little preoccupied doing fun family stuff.
So we know he mentioned that last week that he wanted to go take the family up camping. So took him up again, and what was interesting, I'm sure he'll explain the full story maybe on Thursday, but his radiator exploded on Ragnarok. Right as they were getting ready to leave, and so his dad actually came to save the day and let him borrow a Honda Ridgeline, right? A true man's truck, right? Something that just eats, sleeps, and breathes all of that manliness.
Some people would make fun of a unibody front-wheel drive base all-wheel drive pickup, but you know what? I wouldn't, because I see the utility in that. When it comes down to it, there's a very, very, very strong contingent of people who drive body-on-frame rear-wheel drive trucks who, for all intents and purposes, wouldn't be able to tell the difference if you just swapped the drivetrain out from underneath them and gave them the same vehicle, and then they saw, oh, wow, my gas mileage improved a little bit. But other than that, not much really improved other than the ride quality and little things. I'm a big fan of body-on-frame rear-wheel drive, but at the same time, I also realize needs and wants are two very different things for people. So I think there's a lot of people out there who would benefit from having a Ridgeline-type vehicle or a Santa Cruz or a Maverick or something like that who don't necessarily need the other. Get it if you want it, but you don't necessarily need it.
Oh, well, there is one of our listeners that actually does have a Ridgeline that I fixed some scratches on last week, who brought it in. Pretty nice. I love the color of it. I think they're not bad-looking trucks.
Kind of a midnight blue on that thing.
It's good looking. So Levi's up camping, having a good time with the family. Hopefully nobody I don't know. Hopefully nobody goes and flings a marshmallow that's lit on fire into somebody's eye. What movie is that from?
What movie is that from? I remember that.
You know, yeah, it was.
It just
don't
sticks.
tell me. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? That movie?
This is what happened.
What is that movie? It's it's the new guy.
Okay, yeah. That movie is a sleeper movie. That's a funny movie. If you just enjoy like 90s teen movies, but as seen through the lens of like the mid 2000s, it works.
That was so funny.
That movie's actually
anyway. So jumping into some housekeeping.
What you got?
House sweeping. So the Rap Institute, obviously, that's a big thing that we have looking forward to on August 10th. We're really, really excited about that. Here around the studio. We've shot some other content. So last week, a video that we shot that I think people will be looking forward to is the Ultimate One Step featuring Uno, Protect, and Beadmaker. And what we ended up doing was
Who came up with that?
I don't know. It's just with the guy not next to me, I can't put a name to it. But no, we ended up getting a Tesla in here that was really nice.
It's a dual motor Model Y.
Yeah, and it was relatively new. I mean, like literally months old, and it had some water spots on it. And basically, the paint needed to be kind of refined a little bit, from the factory.
Let's be honest. The condition of that paint was
not
disturbing for how new the vehicle was.
Shouldn't look like that brand new car. No. So what I ended up doing was taking a wool pad with Uno Protect and laying down some magic on it, and using Beadmaker as my wipe off. It looked pretty fantastic. I mean, we were all in the studio pretty amazed. It was a time crunch situation, though. So in the video, when this does inevitably release, keep in mind that as I was finishing up the last panel, the actual customer, a family friend.
Oh, yeah, they were already waiting outside.
Walked in, like, kind of ready to go, like, hey, you've had my car all day. I need to get going. And I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I have to finish this. So, that whole video was shot in about an hour, and it was a full-on polish with Uno Protect, and then a wipe off with Beadmaker using FTWs. And so keep that in mind. It was a total rush situation. We didn't want to rush the video necessarily. We wanted to make sure the video was good, but it'll give you a really good idea on how much gloss and slickness that you can get out of a one step. And in my opinion, it is the probably highest yielding gloss and feel that you can get from technically a one-step all-in-one product with a extra wipe-off product. So super cool. I hope you guys dig it. Lots of gloss, lots of fun, lots of bubble gum. So other than that, though, I think the rest of housekeeping, I think nothing too crazy is going on in the studio. We're doing some company meetings here in a little while, kind of going over some new policies and whatnot, and all good things, nothing bad. And I'm trying to think. And then in terms of any other new products, whether they are mystery products or literally mystery products, we have a few down the pipeline that we're still working out the final kind of, not kinks, but we're working out the final bits of information on how things will be launched and how things will kind of come to market.
Well, without saying too much, let's just say this kind of thing requires a lot of work on the back end, a lot of organization,
incredible amount of work,
getting everything lined up, because once this stuff is shown, revealed, there's going to be a lot of different, plate spinning stuff to account for. It's just, it's not a small feat, and it's not just one product.
Yeah, it's true. It is very, very true. So, that's pretty much all I got for housekeeping. I mean, we can go ahead and jump into our weekends, our exciting weekends, where we know it got pretty crazy in Dane's house.
Did it?
Did it? I don't know. Did it? Did it not?
You know me. I'm always just doing stuff around the house. Well,
you've been setting something up around your home, something new and exciting.
Which I should have sent Nick my pictures. I guess I'll send a few here. If you wanna carry on for a second here, I'll go ahead and send him a few things.
So Dane has been talking to me because me and him, he was like, hey, the other day, Anthony, I love doing Rad Company stuff. And I said, I love doing Rad Company stuff as well. But he says, I really wish I had a platform, of my own, social media platform of my own, where I could kind of do what I wanted to do, say what I wanted to say, speak my mind. And I said, Totally. I know what you mean. I want that as well.
How vain, right?
And,
what a narcissist.
And we were kind of talking about it, and I said, well, obviously you love cars and you love the weird cars, but you also like having weird, down the rabbit hole conversations. So
that's just it. I feel like sometimes there will be conversations that I want to have here that I feel like the audience is kind of tiptoeing that direction, and oh, wow, cool. This is an opportunity to talk about XYZ thing. Maybe a new car came out and want to go into detail on that. And then there's a good subset of the audience that maybe doesn't have that interest because they're here for the detailing. And I get that because that's not what this platform
back in the day you wanted to have
in our cases for.
You wanted to have a 15 episode discussion on the new Rivian truck. And we wouldn't let you do that. And he goes, well, why not? I'm about to order one. I said, no, Dane, you can't talk about the Rivian for that long. So he's wanting to essentially create a new platform. And I asked him, I said, hey, dude, I said, do you have the computing power to be able to make that happen?
It's a fair question.
So, because he wants to potentially do some live streaming and videos and whatnot as well. And I know that Dane's more than talented enough to do it. But you're rocking a Mac, a Mini.
I have a 2018 generation Mac Mini. I bought it in 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic, because I thought, I need a work from home computer. Because before that, I was just using a laptop that, frankly, was kind of on its last legs. Because I use my phone for, like, virtually everything. Computing stuff like, I need to browse the internet to look for something. I'm using my phone, not a computer, generally. Or if I'm going to watch YouTube, I use the apps on my TV or something.
You're the only person I know that uses... Actually, that's not true. There's a lot of people that use the apps on
literally,
TV
I'm watching
to watch YouTube.
It's on a TV 9 times out of 10.
Really?
Yes, because I'm using it on Roku or I'm using it on an Apple TV. Or I'm doing AirPlay. But yeah, no, that's how I watch YouTube. I almost never watch YouTube on a computer unless it's here at work.
No, I only watch YouTube on my phone.
I mean, I'll watch it on my phone a decent amount of the time too. If I'm just like on the go and I want something to play in the background because I have premium, I'd play it in the background while I'm like driving somewhere. I'm not watching while I'm driving. I'm just listening. But that kind of thing... Yes. However, when I'm home and I'm like, all right, time to catch up on whatever, streamer I want to follow, what they're up to, or, I want to see what Savage Geese did today, or, I want to watch VFX artists react, Corridor Crew, all that kind of stuff. I'm watching it on my TV because it is a more cinematic experience. A lot of people out there creating really high quality content that I would like to watch on a screen big enough to justify, the work they've done. So I get it. I understand it.
That's pretty sweet. I almost never ever do that. I put on Dave and Ava on my TV for my daughter.
Nice.
Some kid shows and whatnot. When I physically am just too exhausted to entertain, I go, let's turn this on and let me rest my back.
This will raise you. I'm gonna go take a nap.
No, I would never let TV raise my baby. But no, so I get it. So what you're looking for is an outlet to be able to do this. You've sent some photos of the work you've been doing over the weekend. So what's your goal? Your goal is to set up a studio /
I mean,
what is it?
It's this office that's sitting on the first level of my house, and basically, for anybody who knows the layout, essentially there's my garage. You walk in, it's a foyer. You can either go closet under the stairs, or you go to a living room where I set up like TV and Xbox and stuff, or to the right there's a bathroom, and then there's what would normally be a bedroom, like a first floor bedroom. Yeah. But in this case, I'm converting it into an office because that's what you do when you have more bedrooms than people in a house. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of my domain. So I've had boxes sitting in it for months looking like somebody's always on the state of moving in but hasn't done it yet. So now I'm actually at the point where I'm decorating it. I'm getting the stuff set up. Kind of like what I started in my previous house. Here, I feel much more like I'm going to be here for a long time, so I might as well set this up the way I truly want it to be. Yeah. So, taking that opportunity, arranging it, putting up sound tiles on the walls, hanging up my cool, Lancia Stratos pictures on the wall, and getting everything arranged. Do some like pulsing LED RGB rope light because that's what you do when you're, a dumb streamer. You just got to have those crazy lights in the background. So I'm like, whatever. I'll integrate this in for fun. Yeah. And it is fun. Like, I'm not going to fault anybody for having a little fun with it. So I'm enjoying it, whether it ends up, coming through or not. I can't say for sure. All I know is I like it. So
it's
got a real handmade quality to it. You'll see from the way I have the foam cut and stuff. It's like super uneven, but I kind of like that. I don't want it to look perfect, and I understand. Yeah. I'm talking to a bunch of detailers here. I understand you want things to look perfect and perfectly smooth all the time, but you can kind of see where the LED rope light slips in between those foam panels along the top. Cool. And my sound tile is meant to look like bricks, but I'm working. I ran out of them on my way over on the ceiling. But what I was trying to do was like encase it to give it the sense of like being recessed in a brick kind of area, which in person, it looks really cool when you're standing in there.
Cool.
So my idea is, okay, I'm setting up kind of a streamer setup where I've got, obviously, I got 2 cameras, webcams, like an angle cam, and then you got your front-facing cam. And it's just something that I think is a good way to process some of my free time during the evenings where I would probably just be watching stuff on YouTube anyway. But this way, I can tie it into, I can actually involve other people. I can have conversations with, chat, whoever decides to show up. I can make it a little more fun and interactive. And it's just something I would have been doing anyway. But in a way, I realize to sit there by yourself on a computer is a bit antisocial. I'm trying to turn it into more of a social activity. So I'm trying to bring those worlds together. So I think that would be interesting. I realize it's not for everybody, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Dane, I heard you say something. Heard you say I'm looking for a way to spend some of my free time. If you ever want to take up that free time, you should have a baby.
No. See, you noticed I've avoided that.
So you won't have any free time once you have a child. So
I value my free time. So, even when it's boring, I value it over,
Dane, I have not used the word bored or boring in like 10 years. And I look back on the days that I said, I'm bored. And I go, what an idiot. I go, how was I bored? There was so much to do. I guess it was probably either laziness or I just didn't have enough going on, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm glad I didn't have a kid 10 years ago because I probably wouldn't have been a great father.
Alex is completely right, by the way.
Anthony, I know you live for speed and comfort, but I think YouTube on the TV will make you just as happy. It won't, Alex.
I love it.
I won't. I don't have time to sit down long enough.
The difference between you and me is you have a hard time sitting still for longer than like 10 minutes. Like this podcast is the absolute most we can get out of you before you literally like burst out of your chair and have to go like
I wish
work
I wasn't,
on something.
I know, I wish I wasn't like that, but this is just how I am as a person.
Meanwhile, I'm like a sloth. I can just go and I'll just be in the same spot. I'm just like, great.
Move slow.
Wouldn't want to exert too much energy.
So no, that is pretty funny. But no. So with that said, though, we have Faisal says, "Hey guys, my first TRC podcast vid. Happy to tune in. Happy to have you, Faisal." And
look at this. Even Joey's watching exclusively on the TV.
Exclusively watching the TV. Gosh, what the heck, man?
It's
insane that so many of you guys are watching on the TV.
Yeah, well,
it's amazing.
Tied to what we talked about there, I am realizing my Mac Mini is a little on the. It's good for many things, but streaming ain't one of them. So what I noticed was when I was like looking at my basic like Twitch setup, I was noticing it was showing me CPU usage. I'm like at 80 to 90% when that thing is actually running like a YouTube window at 4K, and I'm trying to operate a webcam and talk into it using a XLR mic into a USB hub, all that stuff. No, that poor little Mac Mini is like, this is a lot of work. So
you shot a video last night then?
I shot some recordings and I looked for how it delayed and playback. I didn't do any actual live stuff, but I was recording it to see, okay, how's it look? Is there lag? Stuff to look out for. So, basically, we're seeing. You need a Mac Studio, Dane. I agree, Frank. That is something I am strongly considering.
Interesting. So, Dane, as a Mac Studio owner, I will say that the computing power that I have is absolutely absurd.
The Mac Studio is basically like having a Mini that's taller.
No, but just better, like
and
in
way
every
better
single
guts.
way. I literally can't even believe how fast I'm getting things done. It's almost like I really don't know what to do with my extra time, and so it happens. I used to like whenever I would do something on my computer.
Thank you, Nathan, a fellow man of culture as well.
God, you people are so strange. And so I would I'd say, okay, I got to go set aside some time to go do something right while this is loading and processing. Don't even have that anymore. So now I don't know what to do with my extra spare time. So while that's happening, I usually just kind of tinker around on my desk with a paper clip, and I go, well, that's done. Moving on. So, anyways, more like a Mac Pro, but chunkier. Absolutely,
Mac Pro.
Man.
I mean, I used to have one of those hilariously dense like towers with the mesh face and stuff.
Yeah.
Back in the mid 2000s, but yeah.
There's a local guy here says All Day Anthony, which is a local YouTuber, has a Mac Studio. Maybe he can sign it and give it away to a super fan. You want a truck? Why not a Mac? Wow, that's a great idea. Wow.
Wouldn't that be funny if I want a Mac truck?
Well, maybe we'll shoot him a message on Instagram and see if he replies. I doubt it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's a little hard to talk to.
Fazal says those new Mac M2 Pro chips will be insane for video processing. I think so as well. I
just need like an M1 chip, and I'll be able to get by just fine.
I
have an M1 and a MacBook Pro, but that's a work computer, and I'm very deliberately separating my stuff out.
The new Mac Pro, I think that once it gets those new M2 chips, I think it's gonna be pretty ungodly expensive. I mean, I'm guessing way over $5,000. So
I'm not looking to spend a fortune on this. I want something that will be functional and future-proof to a degree, but the most I'm ever going to use it for is maybe some video editing and streaming. So it's not going to be as taxed as somebody trying to like do 3D render, software and create insane stuff like I see Glenn doing, where she needs the more powerful one. I totally get why she needs that. Yeah. But in my case, I'm not going to be doing that. So.
Glenn's a beast, and her computer's a beast as well. So, anyways, won't bore you to death with the nerd talk anymore.
But hey, I hope some of you out there appreciate it, because I'd be happy to talk more. Maybe I'll invite Anthony in on my stream. Maybe I'll get a second mic set up. I've got like a little recliner couch I'm going to put against the wall below those pictures. Yeah. It'll be set up so it can have like a little dual podcast area. Maybe then we could have like those cool like deep chats that aren't necessarily just detailing centric, but just talking about cars, about life, all that stuff. So maybe throw that out there if some of you guys would be interested. Pop it in the Rag Company discussion group and let me know. Give me some topic ideas. I'd be happy to delve into it.
Dane, you're so cute that you think I have that time.
Yeah,
I love that. I think that's great.
He'll
in a couple years,
he'll be streaming in digitally. He won't actually be there. It's a satellite feed.
I could bring my daughter over and say, "Hey, go play with Dane's cat over there. Be careful, right? Don't get scratched, right?"
Thank you, Joey. I'm strongly considering.
I could do something like that, and then I could maybe have some time, right? Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. When the last time I've sat down and just said, yep, I don't got anything going on right now. I always have something going on. It just depends if
you make a lot of things for yourself to have going on.
I have to, Dane. Yeah. It's not good, and it's good, but it's not good. So, base model Mac Studio Dane should be solid, and I agree. So, maybe. I don't know, reach out to Apple and see if you want to get more information. I could go to my
local Best Buy. It's not my first choice, but I've got a card with them that would give me some cool rates or whatever. That's neat. But I'll look into other options and just see if there's anything that works out there.
You never know. You never know.
We'll find out.
You never know who could be watching.
Yeah,
right?
Anybody could be watching.
So give me some insight. So you did this. What did you do Friday night?
Friday, man, I don't remember how my weekend went other than I was setting all my studio up over the course of the weekend, and the only other stuff I did was, I was running some errands, but as far as things that would interest people watching right now, I was watching more TV stuff. So I was catching up. I started watching Our Man in Italy, which I was enjoying a lot.
You like it?
For those who don't know, that's James May of Top Gear and Grand Tour fame doing another travel show. So like he's done Japan, which was obviously great. And Japan has a lot of like built-in interest right off the bat for a lot of us,
especially
I would think.
For me, yeah.
And Italy, I understand, like, okay, that's a little different than Japan, obviously. But Italy has a lot of cool stuff to offer too. It's definitely interesting getting his perspective on it, since out of all the original three, I don't know if you could tell, I probably relate to him more than the other two.
Dane, you are James May. You are James May. Like amongst us three, you are absolutely him.
Yeah, I feel that. So no, James May is my favorite for good reason. But no, really been enjoying the show. And apart from that, I've been watching the new season of Love Island.
Oh,
so,
God. Really quick, how far did you get on Our Man in Italy?
So I made it in 3 episodes. So I haven't gone super far
You already
yet.
got into the dollar houses, right? The €1 houses.
Yes, I saw the €1 houses, which was hilarious, but at the same time, like, I totally understand what they're trying to do there.
They have to.
And I'm glad that they're trying to do something with it as opposed to just letting it, rot. So they're trying to find a way to revitalize the town.
It's insane how much history is within Italy. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you go there and they're like, yeah, so this was 1200, and this was from the 1400s, and I go, but that's just like normal part of the town.
Well,
and
they're literally at the Pompeii dig site, and they're actively digging, finding more stuff while he's there. So that's really cool.
Dude,
I love that kind of stuff.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And so I'm a total nerd for that kind of stuff too. I'm also the type of person where if, like in the episode where he digs a piece of dirt from the wall and says, I'm the first person to touch this part of the wall since the 1400s.
Goes,
I'm like,
some Italian guy a long time ago saw this, and he goes, and I'm the next person to see it.
I know. That's what I'm like.
Wow.
I think that same way though. And
but that logic, yeah.
Did you know that when I went to the Colosseum in Rome, I climbed up some things just to touch weird crevices of the wall, just to envision. I don't think anybody's touched this area of the wall.
You're like, so that's me.
Yeah, in this many years. So I totally think like that. And so that's why I love the show so much, because it's exactly
You know what? Thinking that way,
process.
it might be a little narcissistic, but it's fun and it keeps you alive. It keeps you engaged. You want to do more stuff because you feel like where are more opportunities where I could be like the first person in a long time to be able to do whatever it is. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. No, really, really enjoyed the show so far. Definitely creepy catacombs, all that stuff. Like there's a lot of cool things happening in that show. I look forward to seeing how the rest of it turns out, but so far, really enjoyed it. And the little animations and stuff they do are great. And the writing is good as always. Yeah. I did notice, I took what you said to heart to mind when I saw it's shot a little lower production quality.
But I think it's a 3-man crew, I think.
But it's purely equipment quality, perhaps down. Yeah. But everything else just as good as it's always been. And if you're truly into that stuff, the slightly lower video quality doesn't hurt it. In a way, it almost helps it because it makes it feel even more authentic and more like, oh, I'm really there, seeing as he held the camera and walked through this place because they couldn't bring a film crew in. So it's just him like walking through with a 3D cam just to get, the space, or 360 cam just to get the space.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of GoPros and stuff and whatnot that
a lot of
GoPros,
a lot of 360 cams.
Because I can tell the color grading on a GoPro, kind of what it looks like. And
and the depth, like you can tell when it's like digitally a little flat looking compared to what a DSLR would do or an RE, cinema camera would do, that kind of stuff. It definitely looks different.
But overall, though, it's a great series. Check it out if you're into that kind of stuff.
No, really enjoyed it.
And you like history. So you watched that, and then what else did you do?
Well, so I also watched Love Island, which, that's a guilty pleasure of mine. I know like some of you guys watch The Bachelor and stuff, which I never got into that stuff. But fully admit, Love Island, I watch it, albeit a little bit ironically, a little bit unironically, because, I find the people, like, detestable half the time, but it's just fun garbage TV. I really enjoy that, and that is my guilty pleasure. Now, moving beyond that, I pull up because of Gray Man. I did watch The Gray Man also this weekend, which I found to be, like, it's a fun, movie. It's like a romp and then kind of forgettable after it's gone. To me, it struck me as a little bit... please don't be insulted by this because it was still a fun movie. A dumber version of Bourne.
Okay.
So like the Bourne movies.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, maybe I just say that because when I saw them, it was like at the kind of formative point in my life where I was really getting into movies and film and stuff. Mm-hmm. So watching all the Bourne series back when, it was really relevant and it was really, new and fresh and stuff, starting with
really
Identity.
To emphasize that B.
What's that? Oh, the B. Yeah, no, I liked it.
The Bourne series, yeah.
But in the case of The Gray Man, like, there were some elements of it that I really enjoyed. Mm-hmm. And then there was some stuff that was so ridiculously over the top that you're like, kind of want to yell at the TV, like, what are you doing? But at the same time, I think a lot of people out there are going to enjoy it. Especially since it's on Netflix and people who already have it, just pop it on and watch it. Like, it's... As far as stuff that's made strictly for a streaming platform that didn't go out to theaters, this stuff is every bit as good as a lot of the stuff that makes its way to theaters. Not saying everything that goes to theaters is great, but this one definitely could hold its own at a theater. So cool. I enjoyed it. But there's a particular sequence in a plane that I'll just say is beyond ridiculous. Yeah. It's all crazy. But I really like Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, all that stuff. They're fun. So enjoyed it. And Billy Bob Thornton's in it too.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, but you know what? He's good in it too.
Heck yeah.
So moving beyond that, the other thing I did this weekend was I went downtown to what they're calling the Warehouse. It's like basically, where there used to be a movie theater downtown here in Boise. Then they gutted the entire bottom of the building. Like everything has been ripped out.
Wait, which movie theater?
The Urban Outfitters, all that stuff, the Bodo, all that has been torn apart. No more movie theater. Yeah, apparently
the Edwards downtown?
Yes, apparently they closed like half a year ago. COVID killed them, I think.
No, they did not.
Apparently.
Are you kidding me? I'm literally just hearing this for the first time. I haven't been to that area downtown.
I hadn't been down there in forever, so when I went to check out
the Edwards movie theater, that was one of the most poppin' theaters in town because you're going to the downtown movie. Gone.
But since 2020, things have not been good.
So Urban Outfitters, that was over there.
It used to be.
Gone.
Yeah,
what?
It's all gone. So.
What?
Yeah.
Can I get a camera on me really quick? What? That's insane.
Thank you, Joey. I'm glad. I'm glad your wife appreciates Love Island too. There's
tears rolling down my eye, man.
I will say, when it comes to Love Island, the UK version is the only version to watch. All the other versions are garbage. It's kind of like Top Gear in that way. Yeah. So, anyway. I mean, it's all garbage, but it's fun garbage. It's well put together garbage. And Ian Sterling, the host, my favorite thing about that show. Okay, so regarding the Warehouse, what the Warehouse is it's actually, this is not going to be very exciting for some of you. It's a food court.
You're telling me they literally demolished one of the best theaters in town that had one of the coolest experiences with escalators and things like that, right?
So I can't tell you that they destroyed it because the building doesn't extend that far yet, but you can't go into that part of the building anymore. So like the upstairs and stuff,
I'm pissed.
Inaccessible.
It was called the Edwards Spectrum Theater downtown.
Bodo, Boise downtown. They're trying to make it like a New York thing, like Soho and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's always been Bodo. Yeah. I mean, technically, but
they tried to really brand it.
So do you guys want to know what youth was like when you were like 18, 17 years old here in Boise? So Boise wasn't all that built out, really. I mean, downtown it wasn't, at least. It was pretty. Honestly, really, the biggest pull would be like 8th Street that we have is just one strip, and then we would have kind of where the CenturyLink Arena was before all the buildings were built around it, and then there was this Bodo area. That was it. I mean, that was the most exciting part. And then across from the Bodo area, there was this place called the Venue, which was a music venue that you could go and watch live shows and whatnot.
Which turned into Boise Brewing.
And then before that, it was a News Weekly thing. But and then there was also.
Remember, guys, this is Boise. We're not as big as a lot of other
was
cities.
the music place that you could go to? It's called the Knitting Factory. It used to be called
the Big Easy.
The Big Easy. And so that was kind of the main...
Which apparently are kind of like chains because they have more than one location in other states.
Knitting Factory is also a chain, technically. It's in Spokane as well. But anyway, so that was kind of the hot spot to... If you were to ever go downtown as a young kid or do something fun, that is where you would go.
Well, like when I was down there this weekend, Charlie XCX was playing over there. So, I know. Of all things, I was like, I didn't know that.
So when, I was 18, 19 years old, right? And me and my girlfriend, hey, let's go out and go see a movie, right?
Yeah.
It was a special occasion when we would go to the downtown theater, right?
Because it had a little more drama to it when you walk in the door. Yeah. It was a very tall, like atrium style, lots of glass. You had the escalators. You had just a bigger experience. And once again, for those of you in larger cities, this is hardly unusual and hardly anything noteworthy. But for us in Boise, it was either you go to the big cinemaplex that's just built out in a field, basically somewhere next to the freeway, or you get this more downtown kind of urban experience. It's like, okay,
I parked in a parking garage, right?
Wow.
And people are like, that's one of 3 parking garages in town. That's
exciting.
Awesome.
You get to pay a fee.
Well, I remember being like, I'm gonna go spend some money tonight, right? we're gonna go to PF Chang's, right?
Oh yeah.
But we're only gonna get lettuce wraps because that's all we can afford.
Dude, I made it a sport on my part to look for street level parking.
Yeah,
I would hunt and I would wait
Yeah.
Way too long. Even if there were other people in the car, I'm like, I'm going to get a space. I'm not going in the garage. I'm going to find something. Parallel park, whatever I got to do. It's going to be out here. Yeah. It's going to magically move. And you know what? I have a 95% track record of getting a spot within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Not like you should be waiting 20 minutes, but I was hell-bent on making sure I could actually.
Well, I remember when I was 21, I was going down there for the first time, actually going down there to, drink and whatnot. And I remember we didn't even go into the areas of other downtown where the bars were. We stayed in like this Bodo area. But it was funny because the night started off with, hey, let's go to Cafe Olé downstairs. There's like a basement Cafe Olé. And we go down there and go get queso chips and a couple margaritas or whatever. And then it would be, let's go to the Liquid Lounge, right?
Yes,
which sounds much nicer than it is. It's not that nice. And you'd walk in there.
It does its job. It's basically like going to a comedy cellar kind of situation.
So then you'd go see maybe some not great stand-up comedy, again, because we live in Boise.
I've seen some that were pretty good there, but they were obviously not.
Yeah. Well, and then it was like, hey, so what do you want to do for the rest of the night? Do you want to go downtown? We want to go downtown? No, let's stay around here, right? Let's go back to Cafe Olé, and then let's end the night with Gandolfo's, right? There was a
the
sandwich.
deli.
There was a sandwich deli that was open till like midnight, and you could just go there and get a sandwich. So it was just very innocent times back then, and really fun. Now everything's just so built out to where I didn't even know this existed. So the warehouse, it is a food court.
Yeah, and that's basically my discovery of this place was me also discovering that Bodo, the movie theater down there, was no more. Yeah, so that was sad, kind of like
that would make me sad.
1-2 punch. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially, I realized to those of you in larger cities, like the idea of a food court type thing is not exciting. Malls have them, whatever. Airports have them. It's just in this case, they're trying to do it so that it's essentially like having many different dining opportunities, but a collective seating area. Mm-hmm. So that way it's
you can
more
get whatever
communal,
you want,
and like you and your friends can go out. Your buddy can go get, something from the walk. You can get this crazy grilled cheese concoction. It's probably closer in concept and execution to like a food truck fair than anything else. Except these are actually like businesses housed in the space.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, but at the same time, like it was actually fun. I really liked it, and they had a couple of bars in the middle, so you could like bounce between that stuff too.
Yeah,
and everything there was legit. Like I enjoyed it, but they're still in the process of expanding a lot.
Oh no, you're gonna hate this comment, Dane.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Yes, that's right. So.
Oh.
Spirit Fine Detailing, South Bay Porsche Detailing, who obviously cares a lot about detailing, and I appreciate that.
I will talk about some detailing here in just a little bit.
We will get to that, certainly. But if you weren't aware, our weekly podcast where we're not doing the Q&A.
This is going to light a fire. Maybe a
Sorry,
a
I'm trying not to get a little too
fire
triggered here. But
underneath Dane's
the reality
bottom.
is sometimes you talk about detailing so much that you want to talk about something else. Now, for those of you who live and breathe detailing, I get it. I understand it. We make a lot of videos that cover those bases. But this little 1 hour foray into our little hangout sessions on our weekends and stuff is one of the rare opportunities where we can talk about something that isn't just detailing. So forgive me for relishing in that opportunity to actually talk about something
shame
not
on you,
involving detailing.
Dane. Shame on you.
So I'm not mad at you. I totally understand like why you might be upset. But don't worry. Q&A Thursday, that's detailing. That is detailing through and through. Now, granted, we wander off on some tangents.
Yeah,
it happens. But people ask detailing questions. We give them detailing answers. So I would say if this isn't for you, go to the main Rag Company channel, wait for Thursday, and you'll be very happy.
Well, and
with
Spirit
what
Fine, if you're not already part of the Rag Company Facebook discussion group, right, or for the podcast, I did throw out this idea where we could create another kind of weekly podcast segment where we only do a breakdown of a singular product for a period of time, anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, only talking about one product at a time, which would cover all of your detailing needs. We didn't get enough people to vote for it. I know there's one person that said they really liked my idea. Mm-hmm. If I see more of that, and if we see more of that, we will make it happen, and we will cover products one by one in our lineup. It's just we need to make sure that the need and want is there. So, so there is a food court that already. So what's interesting is that the food courts, like I said, there's not one that exists downtown, but you know where there is one, which is really weird. over by the Edwards Theater on Overland.
Let's just say it's an attempt at one.
It was an attempt at one. It wasn't as nice. So this warehouse food court was pretty nice.
So the difference between this and what's happening over at the older place where they had that stuff, it's all under one roof. So you have like, think of it like the mall food court kind of thing, except there's no mall attached to this. It's purely restaurants and businesses, but like nicer ones.
What's the food? What's the food they got?
So they have a place that's Japanese called Bao, and they have like these steamed sandwiches. And there's some very interesting stuff, kind of dumpling adjacent stuff there. And then they've also
love dumplings.
Yeah,
I also love dumplings.
I love dumplings. Dumplings are awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's this totally toasted grilled cheese place. Like it's a very food truck kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they have like all these different versions, ranging from like a buffalo chicken one to Philly style, and then some other stuff. So there's some fun ones there. And then of course you have your more traditional, like, okay, here's a barbecue joint and here's a pizza place. It's a good mix of things, but the whole idea is basically you got friends who can't decide on what they want to get. You go there, you can go your separate ways, get your food, come back, and the food doesn't suck. Like you go to some place like a mall food court or something, it's probably going to suck in some cases.
Depends, Dane. It depends if you're in California and you have access to hot dog on a stick.
See, we're back
every
on that
food
again.
court could be blessed. A hot dog on a stick experience with having a lady, pump
this
lemon.
Joey. Okay, so for those who have no idea what Joey's talking about, I was mentioning I had recently seen in the last like year here, it just seems like spread like wildfire, all these like Toyota Tacomas with graphics plastered on the side, just like basic vinyl wrap saying like turd nerd and poop pickup and like all these things. And like, what is going on? And it's like a bunch of people who decided to make small businesses where they run around to people's yards and pick up their dog poop and move on to the next thing.
Amazing.
And I get it on some level, but on the other hand, I was like, don't people just like do that and then you just throw in the garbage and move on with your life? No, apparently there are people who come to your house and just do it for you because you can't be bothered to help yourself, which, okay. But yeah, no. So you saw one of those in your area. I think it started down there in California, worked its way out. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually been operating under your nose for some time. So anyway, I don't want to throw too far off, but oh man, there's some comments here. Anyway,
Dane Dane, you don't want to read that. You don't want to read that.
Wow.
Don't read it, Dane.
Too late.
Dane,
don't read
I
already read it.
No.
Spirit, I understand where you're coming from. And I will say, this is our podcast channel, so we're not diluting anything when it comes to the Rag Company on the main channel. Over here, things operate a little differently because as a podcast, we're expected to talk about a little bit more.
It's not good.
I'll put it out there for other folks to see. So, so that's that. I get that, but don't worry. The main channel will always be the main channel.
What else did you do over the weekend?
So that was pretty much my weekend. I'm not showing a whole lot else, but I felt like talking about that. Sorry to those that bored, but to those of you who enjoy that kind of stuff or want to expand on it, there's always the Rag Company discussion group on Facebook where you can throw your ideas in there and we can expand on those.
Yeah. So
let's talk about your stuff. I'm more interested in your stuff, honestly, because I made it the thumbnail and everything.
Somewhat interesting. So Friday night, celebrated my wife's birthday with my family, and we went to this place called Edge Brewing, right? Which I'm sure you've been to before. You've been to Edge Brewing, Dane? Mm-hmm. So Edge is great. Some of the best food I've ever had at a brewery style facility. I mean, like literally, the fish and chips are the best fish and chips you'll get in town. Their wings are killer. And I also really, really liked they have like a prime rib, like a au jus, beef dip type of thing. It's incredible. It's amazing. So that paired with a couple sour beers, what a good time. After that, went home. And Friday evening, I kind of spent some time, touching up things with the CRZ. Maybe some of you have seen CRZ detailing videos online, right? There's a couple good examples out there, such as the car cleaning guru who recently bought a Honda CRZ and detailed the interior. But for when I detailed my CRZ, I went through, used a combination of Polestar, used a combination of Topstar, a little bit of steam and a little bit of extraction, and that car turned out really, really good. And I think Topstar is a pretty pretty slept on product still to this day, even though it's been out for about a year. And so I hope that more people try to pick up Top Star and give it a run for its money, because it's amazing. It looks awesome as well.
Okay, Curly, that's legit funny.
Okay, Curly, we might have to do that. God, dude, I couldn't. So other than that, though, I finished that up, what I needed to do in the back end of things, if you may or may not know what I mean.
Yeah.
Did that, and then Saturday was a weird kind of lazy day where I woke up and I felt like I didn't really get enough done. I tried to reorganize my garage. I do need to clean it up because I'm detailing this next weekend. So this Saturday night I have a very low mileage Hawkeye STI coming in for a detail. And this guy's been on my books now for 2 months.
He's the one who stopped by our studio a little while ago.
So,
and I just want to point out, before we go too far, one thing to note, I don't know what it's like in your area right now, but for us, we're on like week 4 or 5 of triple-digit temperatures. So everything that you hear Anthony talking about working outside or in his garage or any of that stuff, remember how freaking hot it is everywhere you go during the day here.
So I'm not really looking I'm looking forward to detailing, but I'm not really looking forward to doing it in the heat. So anyway, so he's bringing a Hawkeye STI in. It's black. It's actually going in for paint on Monday, but we want to make sure that the color matches correctly. Yeah. So I'm going to be polishing out the panels just to make sure we can get the best match. So he's dropping off Saturday night, doing a full decon wash, all that, and then Sunday jumping in with, I'm probably going to try to do a one-step just to get as much clarity out of the paint as possible, but I'm not going to be adding any protection to the car because it is going in for paint. I don't want to have anything with silicone or anything like that. So
of course.
Going through, knocking that out next weekend. So I've been trying to clean up the garage this weekend just to kind of reorganize some stuff. And Curly Wolf says, after Anthony reorganized the garage, do we get a new tour? So I have not made any changes to my garage other than the addition of my freezer.
Added.
So I added a deep freezer per Levi's recommendation and to meet my wife's needs, right, for storing a bunch of... It's an upright.
Okay.
Really nice. Honestly, dude, I love that freaking thing. It was totally worth the whatever it was.
$300?
200. Yeah, it was like $260 or something.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been amazing. And so that, and then we did do some reorganizing with just the bins themselves, but I still have a barn door in my garage that it's a slow burning anger that whenever I see this unfinished barn door, it starts to kind of make me twitch a little bit.
It's an unfinished project, so when you see it, you just kind of...
I hate it. I hate it. I want it done.
You don't want to see something just constantly looking you and taunting you because it's an unfinished project.
Dude, it's haunting. And so, if you guys have ever seen The Boys, I'm like Homelander. I kind of start twitching. My eyes start twitching a little bit whenever I see this.
You're a little too much like Homelander sometimes.
Door, and I hate it. So I need to get that out of here. But I need to stain it first, and I just want to get that gone. So I did that. Reorganized some chemicals and whatnot, and that was pretty much it. So I did that, and then my parents came over for a quick little splash in the pool, and my pool, right? It's very nice. I checked the pH of it. The water's looking amazing. It's been honestly best $100 I've spent. And so my parents came over because they wanted to take Lucy, jump in the pool with her. So it was like 102, and they go and jump in. Actually, Saturday wasn't that hot. It was like 99. So is the new freezer just for your high-end dog bistro? Yes. It is exactly what it is, G.
Wait, are they serving dogs or are they serving dogs? I don't know. Which?
Who knows, Dane?
Yikes.
But they jumped
are these dogs hot?
So I don't know. So my favorite part was my dad sitting inside this pool, and he's like, "This is awesome." He's like, "I love this thing," and he's kicking his feet back. Yeah. He's like, "Gosh," he's like, "Anthony, I'm gonna have to get one of these for our house, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because growing up we had not a doughboy, but we had an above ground pool, but it was one of the ones with the PVC pipes and all of that, right?
Right, yeah. It kind of had like an exoskeleton that held it up. Yeah.
But it was nice. I mean, it was a heavy duty pool. Okay. I mean, I don't know, 20 feet in diameter. It was big though. I mean, it was a big pool. Mine
deflated.
Oh, dang.
It's just a big flat pile of vinyl sitting in the sun and Yeah, that saga's over.
No, Dan, it's not over. You can just refill
I can easily fill it up again.
Yeah.
I just feel so defeated looking at it. It's
it's so sad.
You want to talk about unfinished projects staring you in the face. Every time I go outside and look down, I'm just like,
Dan, you only enjoyed it once. You got to at least get like another 3 uses out of it to pay for it.
I did get a use out of it. A use.
So we had a pool when we were younger. So my parents know how much we loved it. So they were just as pumped for this little small pool. So they jump in it. My dad's like, "This is great. This is awesome." He wasn't really paying attention, and he went to go lean up on like the outer inflatable ring, right? Thinking that it could support his weight, right? He goes and lays on it, right? The whole side of the pool and the tube collapses.
Oh,
right?
no.
My child's in this water, and so all this water, dude, starts like dumping out, and my dad's just sitting there in this wake, like, like what?
Dude, the pool's not that big.
It's not that big, but I think when that much water's rushing out, it's just shocking. So it was just the funniest thing, dude. He emptied half of that pool into my yard, and so we lift up the side, we put the water back in, and we did that.
I'll consider it curly.
Oh, there we go. Elegant new pavilion. I like that. So, that was pretty much it on Saturday. Saturday was pretty chill. Like I was really tired that day. Like I said, the baby, she's just getting more and more fun, but it's also more and more exhausting, and it's just crazy.
More exhausting than a crying baby early on.
Yeah, I would say so. It's just, like I said, it's a blast, but it's just, it's a little more entertaining that
she's
happens.
Able to do more
now. And then she's fully mobile. I put her on the ground. Yeah. She goes where she wants to go. Okay. Right? And baby locks are in full effect on literally everything because
better be,
she just starts grabbing things, and I go.
No walking yet, though.
No walking yet, no. And she did something funny. Like she grabbed something and ate something.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Like I felt like a horrible parent. She was like sitting on the counter, and I had like a touch-up stick for like I feel like baseboards and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it looks like a piece of chalk, but it's like a touch-up stick. I had it sitting on the counter. I turn around for 1 second. The stick is in her mouth, and she's chewing on it. I'm like, oh my God. I grab that thing. I was just like, how could I have left this behind for her to grab this? I felt horrible, like washing her mouth out with a cloth, and like, God. So it is, it's pretty fun. She did something else. God, what was it? She did something else that I was trying to remember. Oh yeah, dude. She, Saturday night, where I was playing with her, I was like laying on my back holding her, and she's crawling all over me, dude. She grabs this piece of she has these like blocks that she has. They're made out of wood, right?
Okay.
Her arm strength has improved dramatically, right? Because she can pull herself up now and stand up on her own.
Okay.
If she's kind of leaning on something. She takes this wooden block, dude. I'm wearing just basketball shorts.
Oh no! That?
And she taps me, right?
Oh no! You sure it was just a tap, or was it a full-on?
It was a full-on swing, right? And she got one of them, right?
Oh no!
But like full 100% contact.
The kind where you want to like turn inside out in pain.
So I kicked her on accident. No! I kicked her. So she was standing, right? And it was the knee-jerk reaction of, oh my God, need her. Oh. She like flew a foot to the side. Fortunately landed on like a pile of pillows, right?
Worst part is, if she thought getting launched like that was fun, she's going to try and do it again to see if it happens again.
And it shocked her. It didn't hurt her, but it just shocked her because she was she's like, that was a surprise. So she starts crying. I'm crumpled, right? Because, like I said, it was full
and then Katie comes and asks why it happened.
Full on good hit, right? No, Katie saw the full thing.
Oh, so she's like, I was going to say, like, how did she respond
she's like,
to
did you just kick the baby? I'm like, no. It was a reaction. She's like, I thought you did it because you were mad. I said, no, I did it because literally, I
think so little of you just thinking you're out there kicking babies when you're upset.
Dude, I felt like I was going to throw up. I was like, I'm going to throw up. And she's like, you're going to throw up? I'm like, why is that your reaction? I said, it's the reaction that guys get sometimes. It's like
fair.
You feel sick to your stomach. And it was just hilarious. And that was pretty fun. So parents only teach your little ones to walk and they're responsible enough to handle. Like age 5, I agreed.
Age 5.
So did that, and then Sunday, the whole plan for the day was to for me and Katie to go see a movie. So the plan was to go see Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Now, I like the other Jordan Peele movies, and I really like Get Out.
Get Out is fantastic.
I think Get Out's
Us
amazing.
is great.
I think Us is great as well. So I've been looking forward to this Nope movie for it's been like a year since we first started seeing previews for it. And I was like, yes, this is going to be amazing. So prepared my body, showered, shaved, did everything I needed to do. Katie got ready. And we went and took the baby to my parents' house just to watch her for a little bit. And so we went to the movie, and I remember, it's really hard to. I don't want to ruin this for everybody because the movie is very vague when you're looking at reviews and trying to figure out what the heck the plot is actually about.
I'm not spoiling anything by saying, like, if you watch the previews, you're like, oh, this is going to be like an alien invasion type movie. So I heard people say that Nope stood for, like, not of planet Earth or something, but that was just all speculation.
It's basically it's a UFO inspired movie, and honestly, dude, it was really fun. I'd say from the beginning to the middle, I'm having a blast. I'm having a ton of fun. There was this part where it's not really ruining it, but like there's a business that there's a company that went out of business, Fry's Electronics, right?
Yes!
Where they incorporate Fry's Electronics.
It's like a whole subplot
into the movie as like a subplot,
great.
Which is just amazing because me and Dane both love Fry's. I know Dane loves Fry's, but
do they show Fry's?
They absolutely do.
So they go inside.
They go inside, and
was it as sad as we remember?
Yes, it does look depressing and sad.
No.
But I like the vibes. It was shot on IMAX camera, so everything looks really good.
I'm pretty sure this was made after they went out of business. So this had to be like a deliberate choice.
It had to have once it went out of business. So just really cool. I mean, it was a really fun, good movie. And then once the plot started unfolding, I started becoming more and more confused and slightly less interested. And all I was waiting for was that payoff at the end, right? I'm thinking there's got to be some payoff. It doesn't need to be a big payoff. It just needs to be something that makes some sense of something.
Well, every good movie has at least some setup and some payoff. It may not be the payoff you expect, but at least needs to give you some kind of payoff, even if it doesn't pay off all the setups. It needs to do the ones that you were paying closest attention to. Because otherwise you leave a movie feeling unsatisfied. Now, maybe there's an art house movie out there that wants to do that on purpose. That's a whole other matter. But for a popcorn movie...
Yeah, I was thinking, the only thing that... I mean, the thing is that the only thing that made sense is that nothing made sense. And and what happened was there was a couple other subplots in the movie, which I'm totally fine with, like, extra side things going on if those come to fruition.
B-plot.
But there was some stuff that was covered in that movie that was literally never finished.
Oh, like it made you think that something was going to be happening over there that gets tied back in.
Yeah, it's just a matter of why the heck did you even show me all this other footage in the first place?
If this was disappointing, how would you rate the movie overall?
Overall, I'm going to give it a 4.5 glizzy.
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Dang.
4.5 glizzies. That's
not even the halfway point.
That's about how many hot dogs I could enjoy.
Okay, say you watch 75% of the movie and you just never see that last 25%. Does your rating go up?
Yeah, it'd probably be about an 8 glizzy score.
Halfway through the movie, would it be about that high too?
Yeah, about an 8 glizzy score halfway through the movie.
Okay, so basically what you're telling me is the movie's really enjoyable until it comes time to actually pay the bills, and then
the way they rounded out the last quarter of the movie was just not how I would have done it. But there really is like some build up in certain areas. There's a lot of fun in certain areas. I think that there's a lot of kind of quirky things that the director added to the movie that just really made it really fun. But then it's just like, okay,
I'm liking what I'm hearing.
I know, but then it gets weird, and then it doesn't end right.
I like weird movies, so you're telling me even I wouldn't like it.
It gets even weirder than what you would think it would. No. But so would I say to go see it? If you are a fan of cinema, if you are a fan of film creation, if you like artistic thinking, I would say it might be worth going to go see. But if you're a person that traditionally likes movies that have a good outcome or a little bit more resolution to them, this may not be the movie.
I don't need a movie to have a happy ending. I just need it to have some sort of payoff, some kind of conclusion that's at least satisfying, even if it's not what I went into it.
The payoff is just super small. Anyways, it says, did the movie manage to work in global warming or other social issues. Everyone loves that stuff. So no, it literally what had ended up happening was movie ends. All I did, everybody in the theater, it's a pretty packed theater. Everybody pulls up their phone to look up post-credit scene, right?
Well, it's because everybody's got freaking MCU brain now, so they're all stuck thinking like there must be some kind of post-credit sequence. So, explain what I just watched. And it's like, okay, at a certain point, if the movie wanted to show you something, it would have shown you that.
So everybody looks to find post-credit scene. Literally everybody found the results at the same time, and we said, nope, there's no post-credit scene. So we all just stood up and said, okay, well, I guess.
So it was just kind of like dead silent with people
silent.
Just kind of
dead
like
silent in that theater.
Quietly murmuring and shuffling their way out of their seats.
Dead silent.
So nobody was like, wow.
Nope.
Nobody was going,
dead silent.
Yeah. Nothing
anything.
like that.
Nobody said anything.
That's a bummer, dude.
Yeah, nobody said anything. So
I still feel like I want to watch it, but maybe I'll wait for streaming for it.
So then me and Katie.
I like supporting movies, but
because me and Katie were so like, what the heck? We got in the car. We said, okay, there's got to be some other like things to this movie. There's got to be some other like explanations.
Okay.
Because there's like classes at UCLA about Nope or about Us and Get Out that like break down the thoughts
they're
of,
well
of
constructed.
those movies.
They get real crazy at the end. They work.
This. When you look it up, people have theories, right? But I guess in the interview with Jordan Peele, he literally just said, "Yeah, I made this movie at a time when movie theaters were dying. So I thought, what better way to get people back in the movies than create a UFO popcorn movie?"
And then left it at that.
That's it.
Well, and this is what I feel bad about is at a certain point, any director who gains notoriety for a particular film, then people attribute, okay, that's that style for that person now. And then they have to like wear that crown everywhere they go, even if they don't want to make that kind of movie anymore. People expect it from them. I mean, the same thing happened to M. Night, as we all remember. But
yeah.
I mean, fair enough. He made some garbage movies afterwards, but I remember the first time going to see The Village in the theater.
Dang, I like The Village.
Village.
Don't
you
say anything
should have
about
seen the other people in the theater when the twist was revealed. Oh my god.
I liked it.
There were people who literally screamed at the screen and threw their like drink and popcorn at it. Like they were so mad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like subverted your expectations, but like took the most obvious way of doing that and just right there. So yeah, I get it. But in the case of Jordan Peele, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I think Peele is a more talented filmmaker than M. Night.
Yeah.
Whatever you think of that. I think Signs is a great fun movie, and of course The Sixth Sense is great. But I think Peele is I like his sense of cinema a little better.
He has a better rap.
And it's not just because it's newer stuff and I have recency bias or anything like that. I just genuinely think like one-to-one comparing them, I like Peele's stuff a little bit better, especially going back to like all the old Key and Peele's goods. You can see like the cinematic brain at work.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Okay. So barring that, other stuff. We have a thumbnail with a car in it. What's going on? Why did I put that there?
You put on. I have no idea why you. Put
you don't want to talk about it?
So, no, just nothing crazy. I'm thinking about new cars down the road and maybe a new potential car down the road. I need to sell the Honda CRZ.
It is sad to see that.
It is sad. It's sad to see it go, but it is time. I've told the wife that it will be going sooner than later, and I need to polish the exterior of it,
Graham.
get it all
Thanks
cleaned up now that the interior is done, and just basically need to sell it. So I don't know where. I don't know how I'm going to go about doing it. I might just post it locally and see what kind of hits I get. I'm sure there's people out there, maybe around the country, that may be interested in it. I just need to put it out there officially. But
you
that
just
is
detailed
something.
The interior too.
I just detail the interior. So I'll do the exterior. It's gonna look great, and then from there we'll part ways with it. But I needed to open up some opportunity and free some funds for maybe another project.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, of all the projects you could go towards, not that, I have any weight over what you decide because you like what you like, but it would be fun to see you work on something like a Del Sol or an RSX. Something in the Civic orbit but just a little bit different. Now, granted, the RSX is, for all intents and purposes, like having a Civic coupe that's a little stronger, and it's a hatchback and has a better motor in it. But I mean, that would be the route I would like to see you go, because I think you can.
I don't want any of those cars. Do you know what I want?
I know what you want, but that we're talking about something you could buy with your CRZ money.
No, I know this is something I can buy with my CRZ money, and it's a Honda.
Oh boy, where's this going?
Dane, you know what I want? I want a Honda Beat.
Yes, I would love that. That would bring
Dane the most happiness. If I went out and if I went out for a bag of milk and came back with a Honda Beat, Dane would literally he'd crap his pants.
They all have that zebra print interior and stuff, which is hilarious. But oh man, I would love that.
No, so Joey, I still got to do the paint correction. I mean, that's how I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. I have to polish it before doing that.
That and taking that wrap off the hood, I think it's holding it back. Even if it's a little ugly underneath, it looks better with the paint color showing on the hood.
I guess. I mean, we might.
Looks really cool, Rat. Keep that.
We may also. We also may. I might just remove the carbon wrap and replace it with gloss black, just as it might look a little bit more uniform. So I might do that as well. But it still needs to be cleaned up. I do need to throw new tires on it, or figure out with a potential buyer, if we want to do something about the tires, because they're fine for around town, but I wouldn't, go take them on a major
You don't want to
road
throw a bunch of money down on something like that when the future owner may have a totally different idea where they want to take it. So, I mean, it's up to you if you want to spend the money to do that, but I think a lot of people would just be happy getting the basic hybrid tire setup and then doing what they want with it. Because if you go and buy some nice set of something, but it's not what the future buyer wants, or it's not what a good percentage of them want, then you're kind of pigeonholing it.
Yeah. So we'll see, though. I mean, like I said, it's time to move on from that car to open up some more opportunity. So if you guys know anybody that's looking for something, hit me up. Let me know. But it's a cool car. So we'll see what the future holds. I might go check out a new car.
He's being really coy right now.
Sooner than later.
He's being really coy right now.
I don't know, but let's just say me rolling up in a Milano red Honda Beat, right?
That would be sick.
With a massive 16-inch subwoofer sticking out of the trunk of that thing, right?
Wow, cool cowl over the back there. Is that to protect your head in a rollover? No, that's actually where I store my sub.
Yeah. Pretty
wow.
Sweet.
Okay.
Cool. That's really all I got, guys. And so,
man,
I think we are gonna start wrapping this up because we have some. Frank L says, "How much for the CRZ?" I think I can tell people kind of what I'm looking to do.
Tell them.
So I think with what I'm seeing online and even what's it's pulling up on like Carfax and Blue Book and all that and everything like that. So I would say that if I posted it here locally, I'd probably ask like 12 online, just to compensate for if I get like lowballed.
Because they all come in with the lowball offers.
But realistically, if I got like 10.5 out of it, I'd be pretty happy. I think I'm in a really good spot. It's just the calculation in terms of kind of what I'm into it so far. I am into it a little bit more than I thought I was going to be because I was doing the calculations the other day and I completely spaced the fact that I paid like $600 in PDR on the car and I did other things and I did all that. So from other examples I saw, there's a guy locally that was selling a CRZ for like $8,500 and it had a rebuilt title. This is a clean title. Oof. And it's in good shape. And so, we'll see. But if I got 10.5 out of it, I think I'd be pretty happy. And we need to see if that's realistic.
Yeah,
but
if it's feasible. Because the market is cooling off a little bit. It's not changed.
Gas prices haven't gone down too much.
No,
so.
And that's the big angle there that you have going for you, which is it's a hybrid, so it's going to appeal to a certain number of people searching the keyword hybrid.
Yeah.
But speaking of hybrids and alternative fuel vehicles, I have a question here from Frank. You guys think about electric vehicles at all? And I think that's an interesting question that I could probably use to round out this conversation today.
Yeah.
But
subscribe to Dane's View.
Yeah. No, see, this is the kind of stuff that I realize some of the detailing viewers may not be into, but this is the stuff that I love talking about, so that's kind of the reason why I wanted to branch out and do the other thing. But since we have a few minutes here, why don't we talk about this just a little bit? I'm going to come right out and say it's not an electric vehicle, but my God, The Hyundai Vision 74 and Vision 74 concept is the most beautiful concept, the most awesome concept I've seen from any car manufacturer in years. Like, it is.
You're breathing heavy right
now.
So
cool.
You're breathing pretty heavy.
Like, you asked me, I was like, I would sell the Jag to buy that. Like, I would sell the Jag, I would sell the van. I would
I know.
To get that.
Right when you saw that in the video,
specific
you go,
I just went,
this is the most vibey car I've ever seen.
It's everything. Just from the LED head and tail lights with the little pixel design to the crazy splitter. The wing, I could take it or leave it. Maybe a ducktail or something.
It's the headlights that do it for me.
But the headlights are sick. Yeah. But the whole design is so cool. Those huge intakes on the sides. It reminds me of like a homologated rally car from the 70s or 80s. It's so cool.
It's just cool the batteries, right? It's
yeah, and
cool.
What's funny is everybody who saw those, every time I go to the comment section on any video or Instagram post with that car, people are all screaming, "It looks like a DeLorean." And it's like, well, yeah, Giugiaro designed the car, and as a matter of fact, he designed, well, not the Vision 74, he designed the Pony Coupe, which was a concept for Hyundai back in 1974. You figuring it out? He designed it for him. And then when they decided, we can't quite build that right now, he took the design and he kept workshopping it for a while until it eventually did become the DeLorean DMC-12. So that's the connection there.
Yeah.
So it's actually real, but that's because Giugiaro knew how to design a friggin' wedge. Also, you know what else Giugiaro designed?
What's that?
My SVX. I love me a good wedge car, man.
So
I
Dane,
love me a wedge. Yes.
So you're gonna have to buy it then, Dane. When it comes out, prepare yourself. Prepare
well, that's
your
the
body.
problem. It's thrown out as a concept, but unlike their other stuff, they're like, we don't think we're actually going to build this. This is just a rolling test bed. It's not actually anything.
Can you
we're
see if you can
building.
buy the concept
It's
car?
just like, what do you want for the actual concept? Now, granted, in their case, it's like a crazy hydrogen fuel cell thing, so not as feasible of a platform. But they're trying different fuels. I appreciate that. And a lot of people are just going to get mad going, I want my revving engines. But in a purely electric space, big fan of the Rivian R1T and R1S. Yep. And I'm also a huge fan of the Hyundai Ioniq 5. I don't really care for the Ioniq 6. I know some people are excited about that, but I think it looks like a sad blobfish. But the Ioniq 5 is that hatchback thing that looks like an electric Lancia Delta Integrale kind of looking hatch thing. Super cool. Only thing is, when you see it in real life, it's way bigger than you think it is. It's like crossover sized.
Jeez.
But it's like a little four-door hatchback. Obviously, I could tell I'm putting you to sleep. But you can see, this is the stuff that energizes me and I want to talk about all friggin' day long. So, for those purposes, I am Great Dane Films. GRADANE FILMS. And I'll be putting that stuff out there on Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff. Ooh. Hopefully not too far in the future, but in the meantime,
Dane.
Just follow me on Insta and I'll get that stuff out there. So if you feel like talking cars and you don't think I'm diluting the brand, then we can go ahead and do that. And I think that'd be really fun. So yeah, that's just what I'm throwing out there now. Anthony, you want to round us out with a little thought on the 23 Civic Type R, and then we'll go?
It's growing on me substantially. I like it. I like it a lot. I wasn't really sure about it. I hate the hood on it still. I think it looks crappy. I don't like seeing the lines on the hood, but I think it's a pretty good looking car. So I don't know. It'd be cool to own one when it's not a $60,000 car with the
Oh, don't worry. The longer you wait, the more expensive it
is. I know.
Civic Type Rs have that trend now.
It's amazing.
Dealer markups are amazing.
All right, Dane. Yeah. End it. Take it away.
So I'm going to put us out of our misery here. Thank you so much. And it's not misery. We're actually having a lot of fun. I know it doesn't always show, but we are. Thank you so much. Please, if you're watching, if you're not subscribed, do so. We're expanding these numbers. Things are looking up. We're on the uptrend here. We got over 2,000 subscribers here on the Rag Company podcast YouTube channel, and really appreciate it to all of you who've already done it. If you haven't done it, though, just click the button. It's not that hard. Also, click like because it gets us in front of more people. It's a big thing. It's an important thing. And I realized just now, holy cow, we talked about leaving a review on iTunes like a few weeks ago. We had a whole thing. We told people we were going to do like a little giveaway, something like that.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten. I just remembered. I checked iTunes the other day. There's a bunch of new reviews.
No way.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So people wrote cool stuff, but it wasn't showing up on one of my iTunes programs. I had to find it on a different platform. So we'll check them out. I'll have the guys look at them. And we'll go over it and figure it out.
Pick out a winner some stuff.
Yeah, we gotta find somebody who's a very deserving random winner of some cool stuff. We haven't decided yet what, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm rambling. You guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Anthony enjoyed it. And now we gotta go. We got work to do. But don't worry, we got plenty more coming later this week over on the main Rag Company channel. So have a great week, and we'll see you there.
See you.
Hi, I'm Justin Pate from the Rep Institute, and I need your attention just for a second because we have 2 weeks left before our very special TWI Live event. It's going to take place at the Rag Company in Boise, Idaho, August 10th between 10 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. This is a very special TWI Live event because not only is it going to be filled with great demos from myself and also special guests, but it's also a celebration and a charity event. So the celebration part is twofold. One is I'm turning 50 years old on August 3rd. So as I turn 50, I look back at my career in the rap industry, and it's been absolutely amazing. I've met a lot of great people, I've been able to do what I love for a living, and I've been able to travel the world. So the Rap Institute and the Rag Company have partnered with Interfaith, which is a great local organization that not only helps the homeless in terms of food and shelter, but they also educate them, which is right up the Rap Institute alley. So for this event, I've talked to a lot of manufacturers across the world, and they've donated a lot of amazing prizes, over $8,000 worth of prizes. And we're gonna give those away to you watching the event, which is great. But in order to be available to win the prizes, you have to donate at least $10. For every $10 you donate, your name goes in the pot. And in between the demos, we do a drawing, and if you're lucky, you win one of those prizes. And all the money from the event goes to Interfaith and helps those homeless people not only feed them, but also educate them. So this has been an overview of this very special TWI Live event that's taking place August 10th between 10 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Definitely hope you can join us to celebrate not only my birthday, the rap industry, but also a chance to give to the homeless. So definitely check out the description of who's going to be doing the demos, the prizes that are available to win, and also how to sign up so you can donate the money. Hope to see you there. Cheers.